Hello, I'm John Holmes. Glad you could spare the time. Do you do anything in your spare time apart? Hello, I'm John Holmes. Glad you could spare the time. Do you do anything in your spare time apart from watching television? Well, this is the first of 5 programmes looking at what you could get up to with a bit of prodding. Now, during the series, I'll be having a go at windsurfing on Rutland Water. Some people call it board sailing, by the way. And I'll be meeting some UFO spotters who log inexplicable sightings in the Nottingham area. And at the end of each edition, if anything's taken your fancy, you can send a stamped address envelope for a fact sheet containing contact numbers and organisations in your area. Now today, we'll be talking to an amateur club who understand in-string, left-string, right-string and even mid-string. Not vest knitters, but home computer builders and operators. Also, the hundreds of people who spent their winter weekends bolting old oil drums and anything else they could lay their hands on, building rafts to take part in an amateur raft race down the River Severn recently. But first, we're going to tell you to get off your bike and do something nearly all of us can do. Quite simply, walk. Now, you must have noticed it's amazing just what you can discover, even on your own street, if you do your journey on foot. Ronnie Hayward dropped in on the village of Kibworth, which is just off the A6 in Leicestershire.
Normally when I come to Kibworth it's dark, and I only come usually to perform my cabaret act. I can only regret that it's taken me so long to realise that in this part of England one need never be bored or lonely. We're very close to the Welland Valley here, which makes it excellent farming country. And of course, as you know, Leicestershire is renowned for hunting. But the locals tell me that the best things to hunt around here are the gastronomic delights, such as red Leicester cheese and, of course, the famous pork pies. They like a bit of eating round here. Here's an interesting attraction. It's the only post mill left in Leicestershire. Built in the 18th century, and you find it just on the outskirts of Kibworth Harcourt. I've been chatting to the local inhabitants here, and they reckon on a windy, wintry evening it rocks about on its centre post, just like a ship at sea. When you get here, it's worth parking your car and getting on Shanks's pony and having a good old look round. You'll find some magnificent views across the Gumley Hills down towards Market Harborough. Puts me in mind of Gray's elegy. How does it go? The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The lowing herd winds slowly o'er the lea. The ploughman homeward plods his weary way and leaves the world to darkness and to me. It's very peaceful round here. It's like waiting for a laugh in Sheffield. Hello, I've spoken too soon. Hello, you must be Ted Hubbard, and this is your famous bike. Is that the way you usually stop
Well,
it?
it should do, but I haven't adjusted it. No, I've not adjusted it properly.
You're out exercising it.
Yes,
They've all told me about you and the age of you and the machine. How old's this one, then?
1926, well, I had it in August 1926.
That's 53 years.
Yes.
Gracious me, and it still goes?
Still goes.
It can't be much younger than you.
Oh, it is a bit.
Oh, come on then,
Yeah.
let's have your secret. What are you?
75.
And you're still riding it?
I can ride that other one better than this, and others bigger one as well.
But this is remarkable. What make is it?
Rally is the name.
It's an old rally, is it?
Yes, a rally's here, only in the casting. You see it under...
And what does it run on? What do you run it on? Is it a mixture?
No, it's just petrol and oil. There's the oil. There's the old pump, look.
And it's a job to get fuel for it these days, is it? Or not? Or you mix it yourself? Or
No, well, it isn't a mixture. It's the same as the modern bikes. Only you see, it's a pump. The mechanical pump's here, whereas the others sling it round and pump it back. But this, when the oil's gone down into the engine, it's done. It goes out the exhaust. But the modern ones, they keep bringing it back through the sump.
This is interesting. This old line.
Yeah.
Isn't it? What's that fueled with?
Carbide and water.
It's lit with a naked flame.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Your job through life, has it been with bikes?
No, I've been farming.
Oh, you're a farmer?
Yeah, a farmer, yes.
Oh.
And
I know, there's a legend about you, isn't there, in the fields? Come on, tell us. I remember now.
Yeah, I forgot the legend.
Oh, it's something about you ploughed every field, haven't you?
Well, yes, well, that legend.
Yeah.
Well, more or less all of them round here. I said, what has been ploughed? I haven't ploughed them all, because they have not all been ploughed, but I've ploughed most of them what I have.
What, in Leicestershire?
Yeah, and this side of Leicestershire, I've been all over the county, and into Northamptonshire, Rutland and Nottinghamshire as well.
Have you been a champion ploughman in your time?
Well, I know I've not won many prizes. No.
But you always kept it pretty straight.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been wonderful meeting you. They've all told me about you.
That's
You're
good.
a wonderful old fellow and a great old bike. Thanks very much, Ted. Very much indeed.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you. The interesting thing about the parish church of Kibworth, St Wilfrid's, is that it's got two doors. One for the village of Kibworth Harcourt this side, and one for the village of Kibworth Beecham the other side. Now, if you're a member of the Harcourt family, you use this door. But if you're a member of the Beecham family, round the other side for you. And this is the other side, and this is the door the Beecham folk used, which of course was taboo to the Harcourt folk. The distinction even carried on inside the church, because the Beecham folk sat on this side and the Harcourt folk sat on the other side. If you do as I suggest, park your car and go for a good walk, very soon your shoes are going to need an MOT and perhaps a retread. Well, if they do, this is the place to bring them to. The village cobblers, Joe Nourish, and he's 90 years old. You're busily sorting out which size tree you should have for this pair of shoes, Joe. That's that one. On a shoe like that, you would just stick a new sole on, would you, Joe?
Yeah. But we're to be careful today because they got no insole in them. If you take the original sole off to put another one on, they fall over to bits. There's no foundation.
Have you always worked in and around this part of Leicestershire?
I've always worked here.
Have you?
Yeah.
What, in Kibworth and around here?
I used to have a motorbike and sidecar. I used to go round. I used to sell shoes as well.
Who's been the best customer in your life then, mate, do you reckon? Do you have a favourite customer?
No.
No? As long as they come with their shoes to be repaired?
That's right.
That's all that really matters, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can...
They don't bring me money now. They think I'm too old, you know.
You still make a good job of them, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from what I can see, you make a splendid job of those down there.
And my pair will be ready next Thursday. Next week, Squire Ronnie visits a Victorian butcher's shop in Gumley. Oh, and by the way, the Kibworths are on the A6, halfway between Leicester and Market Harborough. But I'm afraid the mill is not open to the public. Now, for s equals 0 to 9, step 3 colon, print hello. If q is less than 0, go sub 2000, colon next s. Well, that's a language that more and more people are beginning to understand as increasingly they feel at home with computers. Now, Roy Diamond is chairman of the Midlands section of the Amateur Computer Club. Now, if it's an amateur computer club, well, computers obviously don't cost the thousands of pounds that I imagine they did, Roy.
No, indeed. Any of the equipment that you'll see today costs well under £1,000. And the first equipment we have here, in fact, costs something over £50.
As little as that?
Yes. This is a very basic machine working on switches and lights.
And Warwick is here working it. It doesn't mean a lot to me at the moment, Warwick. Explain it.
Well, what we've got is a program inside the microprocessor that is Lunar lander coming down onto the surface, and the speed is indicated by the LED lights. And then you have your fuel that you burn on the last one here. Unfortunately, it seems as if we've just crashed into the moon.
Well, that's sad. I'm glad you can work all that out from looking at a couple of switches, but it really works, though.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I believe you. £50, that one?
Yes.
This one, I should imagine, costs a bit more. There's a lot more to it, isn't there?
Yes, well, this isn't by any means the most expensive around here, but it is handles more equipment than anybody else's. John specialises in interfacing all sorts of other equipment to his computer and controlling them from it.
Did John build all this himself?
He built all the computer himself, yes, and he's done all the interface circuits for all these components you see here, like the Telly type, organ keyboard, he can play it like an organ. There's an XY plotter, an amplifier and speaker, a rugby radio clock where he can decode the time on the screen.
It's really it's very impressive. And you built all this, so what are you going to make it do for us, John?
Well, the video display unit, which you can see at the moment, has got a bicycle on. This is being produced by a high-definition graphics unit, and it has several pictures in it. The next picture, though, is half a chessboard, which later on might be able to be turned into a chess program. There we are, an electronic circuit with the waveforms which you might see inside it. A mathematical graph of a sine wave with the 2 axes. 4 playing cards of different suits, possibly turned into a poker program later on. And finally, a piece of music score with a few notes on. Again, this has got great possibilities.
We're coming back to you later, John, for some more music of a simple, well, bit of a different nature. What's this?
This is David Cook with his NASCOM 1 computer.
OK, David. Actually, before I turn to David, he looks rather young, if you'll forgive me.
Yes, David's 14. He's one of our youngest members, but they're taking it up younger and younger these days.
David, what does it do, then?
Well, at the moment, program inside it to play some music. You want to hear it?
Yes, please, yeah. So you press the keyboard from here.
Yeah.
And Forever Blowing Bubbles comes out.
Yeah.
And you programmed it yourself?
Yes.
Magnificent. Fascinating. Come over here.
All right, and this is Robin Tracy with his Superboard 2. It's a new design, just recently coming to the country.
Robin, show it to us, please.
Well, I'm not very good at soldering, so I bought my own computer and I've built the box to go around it to protect it from the little fingers of my youngsters at home. And they like to play with it as much as I do.
It's amazingly complicated on the inside, isn't it?
I don't understand how it works, but I can program.
What have you got programmed for us, then?
Well, I can show you some graphics. There are 256 different graphic symbols locked away in one of the chips, and here are some of them on a little program on the screen.
Now, looking at this, it's got a picture which reminds me of the sort of thing you get in a pub or a club.
Well, there's a slight difference there. The ones in the pub can't do anything else but that. This can do almost anything.
So you can do it for more serious things, then?
I do use it for more serious things. I teach chemistry in a sixth form college.
And you can use it for that?
I do.
Let's move on, then. How much are we talking about now? For instance, how much is this new one? What does it say, a TRS-80?
Yes, well, this is between £500 and £600.
So we're getting into the Rolls-Royce bracket, are we now?
Well, not quite that, but it's the higher end of the amateur market, yes. This is Mike Harris's, and he's done a program to work out the results of a sailing race.
Ah, now this sailing race is quite a handy. It can actually be used practically, and it's quite a breakthrough, I understand. Is that right?
Well, I think it's the first time an amateur sailing club's used one. We have a 6-hour race, and the results take quite a bit of sorting out. But using the computer, we can get results out virtually within seconds of the last boat going across the line. And there we are. If we just wait about 2 seconds, here's our list of results. saved us about an hour or two's work.
Really would take that long?
Probably, yes.
And you've done it almost instantaneously?
Yes.
Now, if we move on to this last machine, you've got 3 different components here. You've put it all into one by the looks of it. Does that mean this is a more costly machine, Roy?
No, it's a similar price to the TRS-80, but as you say, it's a handier unit as one.
One thing I meant to ask you earlier was concerning computer clubs. Are you the only one in the area? Or
Oh, no, they're spotted around the whole of the country, in fact, and there are several in the Midlands. Some of them, like us, cover all sorts of different equipment, and some of them specialise in a particular type of equipment.
Well, let's look at this one. And it's John, isn't it?
That's right.
Now, oh, a chessboard.
Yes, I'm playing a computer at a game of chess at the moment.
Well, if you play a computer, it's always going to win, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Computer is only as good as the people who program it. At the moment, I'm about to play a move against the machine, which I'll make.
Is that the Queen?
That's the Queen. And the computer will respond fairly quickly with its reply. As you can see, the times are somewhat different. I've taken almost an hour on this game. The machine's
From there
taken
to
like
there,
10
isn't
minutes.
it? That's the bishop, is it?
That's the bishop, and it's threatening my queen, that's right.
You better be careful, then.
Yes, I had.
Can you put other programs on this, other games?
Yes, you can. A number I've written myself, others I've bought in. Mostly for games, because I spend my time in the evenings playing with it. But it also has other uses. It does my tax returns for me quite nicely. And for small business users, it could be used for VAT, stock control.
I should do my tax returns, it would be very handy. We're going to finish our particular section on the computers, as we said, with music.
Yes.
Now, John is sitting over there. What's he done exactly?
He's done a computer representation of Bach in 4-part harmony.
Really? OK, over to you then, John. Bach on computer, whatever next. You can find out more about the Midland Amateur Computer Club, or a similar one in your area, with the contact addresses on our fact sheet. And now, the Great Kidderminster Raft Race. In the spring of this year, 500 or 600 people plunged into the River Severn at Hampton Lode. Destination, Bewdley. The prize, the Wimbleberry Trophy. And all in the cause of a good day out and charity. At old sort St John Howell takes up the tale.
9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday in April, and crowds are assembling in a field by the River Severn. They're bringing a collection of craft, custom built for the Great River Severn Raft Race, organised by the Kidderminster and District Lions Club in aid of local charities. Everything that could possibly float has been welded, nailed, lashed and glued together for the 10-mile trip from Hampton Lode downstream to Bewdley. Slick racers aimed at the fastest time and exotic creations, works of poetry and imagination, competing for the best-dressed raft prize. This is multicoloured Camelot. Its crew, the Elmdale Horticultural Society. They quickly assemble their castle, which is prefabricated to save time.
Barry? Yeah? One thing we forgot was some washers. Have you brought any?
No. What do you want them for?
We're known as the Elmdale Horticultural Society, but really it's an excuse for a drink on a Friday night and various other nights, and getting up to sort of mad capers like raft races, raising money for charity, and various other things that just come into our head.
Do you raise any vegetables at all?
Very few, actually. But that is the common ground, so to speak. Towards the end of the year, we have sort of something like a spring show, and our minute carrots are brought forward for exhibition and such like.
That's it.
But generally, it's to give us a sort of a combined interest, really.
Last year we won the best dressed draft prize. This year we're hoping to do the same, and so far I can't see any competition really. But the main thing is that we're trying to get sponsors. We've got a lot of sponsors. We've got about £350 worth of sponsorship for local medical charities as yet to be designated. And that really is the main purpose of the raft, plus a good day out for us all.
There's more than 130 rafts entered, and the field's full of the clang and bustle of preparation. It's not just the rafts that must be well turned out. Crews, too, have to be shipshape and Bristol fashion.
And the paddle is...
Oh, there you go. Lovely handmade.
Yes.
Yes,
that proves our point with the other one, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, rather. Just about, yeah. Definitely homemade. Yeah. OK, gents, you're free to go.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a problem.
Last year's winners, Blue Lane, have the honour of starting the event. They've chosen to do it with music and lots of beer. At long last, the launching. Because of the number of entries, there can't be a mass start, so the crews depart one by one. And already disaster for HMS Pork Royal. A paddle blade slashed the tyre, and suddenly the raft wasn't such a viable proposition after all.
Slide down. Hold back, Barry. Hold back.
With much teetering of turrets and balancing of battlements, multicoloured Camelot is brought carefully to the river.
All right, lad, don't you want to lift?
Extra help would be,
Come down to the shallow.
you can get on the sides.
Finally, she takes to the water and floats.
Oh, magic! Okay, you go.
As the last doubt disappears, adventure begins. A couple of miles downstream, there's a bridge over the river and a chance for spectators to study form. Some of the crew seem to be taking the whole thing very seriously.
Bodies in. Let's go. 1, give it left, 2, 3, finish. Push your body down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Singing, please. Come on. Oliver's army is on its way. And I'm singing, and I would rather be anywhere else.
More grandstanding spectators at Arley. and for some crews a chance to take on water. Multicoloured Camelot have planned their calorie intake very carefully, and with a great deal of delicate manoeuvring, their energy requirement for the rest of the trip is taken on board. The gallant HMS Port Royal managed to get a spare tyre and joined the race again. And here's a crew who decided they needed a bath. Well, two actually. White Horse Rapids at Trimpley, the one danger spot. But the river's running high and nobody comes to grief. One or two touch the bottom, though. It's at moments like this when you feel as though you're up the creek without a paddle. But your friendly neighbourhood frogman will always help you out. The programme says this is rape and pillage. I'd no idea the Vikings came this far west. Elaborate timekeeping is just the start of the judge's job.
What's your number? Bill, what's their number?
Now follow hours of calculations before it's determined that the winner of the speed section is Team Shuttlecock in 1 hour and 6 minutes. Well, the Elmdale Horticultural Society in their multicoloured Camelot didn't win the Best Dressed Raft Prize. That went to another, also named Camelot. But what does that matter? They'd had a jolly good day out and a great excuse for not digging their vegetable patch. And along with all the others, they'd helped raise the grand sum of £2,000 for local charities.
And guess what? They're doing it again next year. The organisers are the Kidderminster and District Lions Club. Any inquiries to the address on the fact sheet. They tell us they're fully subscribed for rafts next year already. But it's a jolly good day out for anyone who'd like to spectate. Now, their official programme even recommends the best pubs to do your viewing from. What more could you want? Now for the fact sheet. Please send a stamped addressed envelope, and you must send a stamped addressed envelope to me, John Holmes, Sparetime, BBC Pebble Mill, Birmingham, B5 7QQ. It includes details of several computer clubs in the Midland region and also the address for inquiries about that raft race. Well, I'll be back next week with more intriguing things that people get up to in their spare time. Until then, good night and keep walking.
Down on your tummies.
David Parchment, who has the leading role in next Tuesday's Going for a Million, instructing beginners at the Shobden Parachute Club. In the programme, we follow his attempt to raise £1 million for charity by breaking the world parachute endurance record of 232 jumps in 24 hours.